Welcome students, welcome back to Srimata IAS and KAS Academy Vijaypura. Today we had brought one more new initiative from our institution, that is regarding the previous year prelims question paper. So discussion started from today. We are going to take from the year of 2010 till the 2022. We are going to look into how the previous year questions has arisen, and these are the basis for your preparation. So myself Vidya M, coming to next question. That is question number 6. As per Human Habitat Global Report, human settlements, human settlements of 2009, it is asking regarding. Even though if you do not know this question, you will be easily understand and answer this question if you apply your knowledge. Applying of a knowledge plays very important role here. Not only reading all of the NCRTs, but after completing those NCRTs, you need to look into all of the applied knowledge wherever it is possible. Applying of the knowledge is possible everywhere. Right? So coming to, if you do not know anything regarding how to approach the questions. Coming to these questions, here it is asking, first I'll read it. As per a UN Habitat's Global Report on Human Settlements of 2009, which one among the following region has shown the fastest growth of urbanization of last 3 decades? 2009 coming to last 3 decades from 1970, 80s and 90s and 2000. So these are the 3 decades bracket which this question is asking regarding, and this question paper is of 2010. So they had asked the question which is current affairs linked. It means as current affairs plays a role in your UPSC preparation, even linking with the static portions. Static is your geographical part and current affairs you can see as a human settlements, population as human geography, even though topic cover agutte. So current affairs link 2009 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಏನಾದರೂ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು, ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ they had directly put one of the questions in the year of 2009. Fine. Coming to this part, how to attempt this question now, how to make it easier. If you studied the history of economic development, then you will be able to answer this question accurately. How? Let's see. Reason which is having a urbanization. One thing, habitats of global report is a report which always gives the population of urban population of urban itself. There is no index which is related to rural. Instead it releases the topic related to urban. So global United Nations Habitats report will be published, which will tell regarding how the distribution of the population has taken a place. Distribution of a population has taken a place in the urban areas. Fine. This is what your current affairs related some of the knowledge. Coming to this growth, fastest growth in last 3 decades they had asked. Last 3 decades, look at the given nations. They had given a European nation, Latin America and Caribbean nations, and North America. Along with it, Asia they had given as a part. These three, all of the options B, C, D all together, they are present in the division of western part of the world. Right? Western part of the world. Whereas Asia, which is located in eastern part of the world, and eastern part of the world, here where the European Union comes with the Asia, which contributes as Eurasia, right? Now just divide the Europe and Asia. Europe is also part of western countries. Look at this map if you wish to, which is helpful for you. Yeah, you can see here that Asian continent, if you look into, this is a Russian part, and Asian continent you have to divide according to this. Fine. Landmass which you need to divide. Here the western nations lies. Totally this is a western world. Sorry. Okay. Western world, whereas this is the eastern world. Not know the question. I said initially itself, you need to study economic development which has taken a place in past history. So past history, if you look into these all nations together, these were the one which were non-colonized, like Eastern world, Eastern nations. Eastern nations. Yes, of course, there are colonized nations too exist in the western part of the world, but most of the eastern part of the world colonized areas again underdeveloped areas due to the exploitation done by the western nations. Right? Why they were underdeveloped? Due to the exploitation of colonizers. This is what the reason behind it. So if you cover the eastern part are got developed recently, means nowadays there is a development taking a place. These are the region of developing nations, right? What we call them as western part of the world, or most of the countries are already developed nations. If they are developed nations, it means they got industrialized earlier than eastern part, right? Industrialization has taken a place in earlier part from starting with the 15th century up to the 18th century. These are the western parts nations which has become industrialized compared to the eastern parts. Post 18th century, there is a development gradually has started in the eastern parts compared to other. Yes, of course, Russia is exception here, right? Exception. Fine. Out of exception, the Asian nations, ASEAN or Asian nations, if you take them, then these are the nations which are again gradually getting developed. If they are gradually getting developed means, if these are the industrial areas which got developed, industries are usually settled in the urban areas, right? Urban areas, here the question is asking regarding the urbanization and growth rate of urbanization in last 3 decades, fastest growth of urbanization. These are got industrialized back in 15th and 18th century. Industrialization happened in back in that year itself. Urban areas has been developed back in these centuries itself. It means what are the recent developing, gradually developing nations? These are Eastern Asian part countries. Urbanization are happening in the Asian continent. Due to that reason, this your right answer will be option A. Fastest growth rate of urbanization is taking a place in last 3 decades, comparing your to 1980s till 2010. These 3 decades urbanization has been witnessed in your Asian continent, Asian region. Right? So next, coming to next question, that is, though coffee and tea both are cultivated on hill slopes, there is some differences between them. What are the differences regarding their cultivation? What? Let's look at some of the following statements. They are given 2 statements and you need to answer the question. Coffee plant require a hot, humid climate of tropical area, where tea can be cultivated with the tropical and subtropical areas. This is again a vegetation part. Vegetation, crops, various crops which are grown in regions based on vegetation, right? So this is kind of question which they asked from that topic. Here they are saying that in the first statement, coffee plant require a hot and a humid climate, first thing, and it is in the tropical area. Is it hot and a humid climate is present in a hot and a humid climate is present in tropical areas? Yes, tropical areas is composing of hot and a humid climate. Fine. And along with it, what are the requirements of a coffee growth? First thing, it should be hot and humid. Along with it, hills must be present, slope must be present. Along with it, yes, rainfall should not be more. Rainfall should not be more. Right? Some of the examples why the coffee And what are the reasons behind coffee? Along with it, the temperature which it need is, it is moderate, again 23 degrees Celsius to 28 degrees Celsius of temperature which is need for the good growth of the coffees. Fine. Rainfall, if you come to, then it has to be between the 60 to, here it is, sorry, rainfall 60 to 80 inches which the rainfall should occur. Fine. And followed by mandatorily, whenever the rainfall occurs in the coffee growing regions, it must be followed by 2 to 3 months of dry climate. 2 to 3 months of dry climate, which will contribute for a good growth of the coffee. Good growth of coffee. These are the necessary conditions required for the coffee. So here they had given a hot and humid climate of tropical area. Tropical area is where you can see the temperature lies between this hill station. Again, altitudinal wise variation takes a place even in the temperature also, as I said. As altitude increases, the temperature too decreases. It means warmer and a hot climate will be present in those regions where the coffee can be grown well and good. Now coming to next continuation of that question. And tea can be cultivated in both tropical and subtropical areas. Right? So tropical area 0 degrees Celsius to 23.5. Right? Subtropical belt which lies between again 25 degrees Celsius to 35 degrees Celsius. This is what the belt of subtropical area which is lies, and this is what the tropical area. And these two will be supporting factor for the tea growth. This is what the option they had given. Next is coffee propagated by seeds, but tea is propagated by stems cutting only. They had said coffee is cultivated by the seeds, whereas tea is mandatorily must be cultivated by only stem cutting. Is it true? What is the option correct then? If you know which type of a practice of a cultivation takes a place in coffee and tea together, you will be able to answer this question. So yes, of course, the first option is right here. Coffee plant requires these kind of climatic conditions, whereas tea requires this kind of a climatic conditions. It means tea can grow in tropical and subtropical area, whereas coffee can grow in tropical area, not in subtropical areas. Fine. Because again, climate varies from latitude to latitude. Due to that reason, there is no growth of a coffees in a subtropical areas, whereas tea can be cultivated. Now coming to the second option, coffee is propagated by seeds. Yes, coffee can be grown with the seeds. Right? Grown with the seeds. Is it possible to grow the coffee along with even plantation activity? Yes. Stem or roots can be cutted and they can be used for a cultivation of a coffee. Similarly, coming to tea is possible through the seeds also, and it is even possible through the plantation activity. Again, coming to your roots cutting and plantation cultivation do takes a place in tea also. Coffee also, means different kind of methodologies are there for growth of tea and coffee. So this option goes wrong here because of they had said that tea is propagated by stem cutting only. Stem cutting means what I talked regarding this root cutted plantation. That is what a stem cutting. Stem cutting only? No. Instead, it is even seeds of a tea can be used to grow the teas. Right? So option only one is right here. Next, consider the following statement. Freshwater availability of a use is about less than 1% of the total water found on the earth. Next, of the total freshwater found on the planets, Earth, 95% is bound by polar glacier caps. These are two statements they had given and they had asked for the correct option. Now, if you know how the freshwater availability is present in the earth itself, interior part of the earth or outer surface of the earth, how much percentage of contribution of a water has taken a place. Here I had brought a pictorial representation for you to explain well regarding this, where you can see the earth composing most part of the oceanic waters, that is 96.5%, including 0.9% nearby 97.2% is addition to it. It means 97.2% is saline in nature, which is present not in the freshwater manner. It is not fresh water, instead saline water. Now coming to the freshwater table, what is happening? Glaciers ice cap coverage is 68.7% and a groundwater is 30.1%. Atmospheric circulation 3%. I have said maximum 4% of the atmospheric circulation water vapor in the content of a gas can be present in the atmosphere, right? So this is 3% they are giving is here swamps and marshes. This is nothing but a swamps and marshes. Do tell me in the comment section what is swamp and what is marshes. Fine. I would like to know how my students are learning by looking at these classes. Please answer me in the comment section what is swamps and what is marshes. Along with it, if you come, soil moisture content, soil will usually having the water content inside of it, right? So this water content consumed by the soils is nearby 4% again. The water availability across the earth planet, which all kind of a distribution of water has taken a place. Here directly out of 100%, the minus of 97.2% has taken from the oceanic part, whereas atmospheric part is covering a 3%. Here means 100% ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಆಯಿತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಬೇಡಿ. This goes on decreasing, variation do takes a place. Due to that reason, we had given maximum availability of the water vapor is 4%, in between 3% to 4% bracket. It might decrease based on the dry climate and wet climate. If it is wet climate, the moisture content will be more in the atmosphere. If it is dry climate, then the wet moisture content will be low here in the dry climates. Fine. So fresh water coming to on the surface of the earth 2.5%. Out of this 2.5%, what all consumption takes a place in different manner. Coming even here, lakes are present, ground ice are present, permafrost are present, glaciers do consume, soils do consume, rivers, freshwater source, one of the freshwater source. So these are some of the sources. So if you take all of together, surface water is nearby 1.2%. Near to 1%, out of 1%, these segregations do takes a place. Right? It means the first option, that is freshwater availability for the use, is about 1% of total water found on the earth. This is a right option. Next is of total fresh water found on the planet earth, 95% is polar ice caps. No, these you can see that ice glaciers cover near to 68%. Sorry, just a minute. It covers 68.7%, near to 69%, not 95%. So directly it can be eliminated. So here the option is only one is right. Option 1 is right. Next, coming to 9th question. Due to extensive rice cultivation, some regions may be contributed to the global warming. To what possible reasons for this contribution? Option they had given us anaerobic conditions associated with the rice cultivation cause the emission of methane. Right? Second statement, when nitrogen based fertilizers are used, nitrous oxide is emitted from the cultivated area. So which of the above options are correct, they are asking for. Now coming to the basic form. Anaerobic conditions means, what is anaerobic conditions? This anaerobic conditions is nothing but regarding rice cultivation linked to it. Rice is cultivated in the plain lands, right? It cannot be cultivated in the hilly areas, right? Slope areas, gradient slope areas, it cannot be. Again, rice cultivation do not take place. Required land is plain lands. Along with it, the water is stagnant. Means ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ರೈಸ್ ಕಲ್ಟಿವೇಶನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನೀರನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸಿರ್ತಾರೆ before growing the rice. So this is a water content which is present So this water content land will be having a paddy which are grown above it, right? Paddy growth ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಾ ಅಕ್ಕಿ ಬೆಳೆಯೋದು region. Paddy is nothing but your rice, ಅಕ್ಕಿ. So paddy growth ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. What will happen? The anaerobic conditions is nothing but stagnant water is present. Due to that reason, the air circulation will be absent. Air circulation will be absent. Where air circulation is absent? In the soil, usually air circulation is absent due to the stagnant water, which will cause your anaerobic conditions. It means air is not passing through the soils which is present below it. Due to that reason, anaerobic conditions will be created, which is definitely associated with the rice cultivation. And this anaerobic conditions will result into emission of a methane. Fine. Yes, of course, emission of a methane takes a place due to the anaerobic conditions. Fine. So option A is right here. Now coming to when nitrous based fertilizers are used, nitrous oxide is emitted from the cultivated area. Nitrous, this is a nitrogen is a fertilizer. Fertilizer, what will happen when the fertilizer transfers or whenever fertilizers are sprayed, the fertilizers again what will happen? The fertilizers will be transferred into the nitrous oxide, which is continuously released from this plants and soil. Okay, soil need a nitrogen. Why? To increase the yield. Yield of the crop will be increased if the spraying of the fertilizer called nitrogen is sprayed on above it. If nitrogen is sprayed, yield will be increased. Usually, to increase the yields, farmers will utilize this nitrogen, and this nitrogen, after entering into the soil, due to the anaerobic conditions, what will happen? This anaerobic conditions will stop the air filtration, and this air filtration will result into releasing of a nitrous oxide. So here the option B is also right. Both 1 and 2 options are right. Your option C is correct option here. This is one of the chart I had brought for you all regarding how the different kind of activities are contributing for the different kind of gases in the atmosphere. Means methane ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು, nitrous oxides ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು, again nitrogen in the release ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ nitrous oxide, ಅದರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ carbon dioxide released by the industrial activities. Fine, these all are the greenhouse gas emitting materials. Material means electricity production ಆಗುತ್ತಾ, ಆ electricity production ಇಂದ 18% of the greenhouse gas affecting materials will be released into the atmosphere. Similarly, if you come to largest part contribution, agriculture soil is one thing which is causing for the release of the gas, and that gas is your nitrous oxide, methane in the large manner, which is resulting into global warming. Global warming ಆಗಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರಣ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ methane which is released agricultural activity ಇಂದ soil ಇಂದ release ಆಗ್ತಿರುವಂತ these gases will contribute for the global warming, and largest contribution is done by your agricultural activity itself. ಅದನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ರೆ electric sector we had talked 18% ಇದೆ. Other than that you can go on looking into these charts. Next, consider the following statement. Biodiversity hotspot were located only in tropical regions. Sorry, this is not where, this is where. Okay, okay, fine. Biodiversity hotspots are located. Wait, just a minute. Some mistake has taken place here. Consider the following statements. Biodiversity hotspots were located only in the tropical region. Fine, this is not where located. India has 4 biodiversity hotspots, that is in Eastern Himalayas, Western Himalayas, Western Ghats, and Andaman Nicobar Islands. Which of the above option is correct? Fine, this is asking for the biodiversity hotspots. Where all these biodiversity hotspots are present and how many biodiversity hotspots are present in the India. First, look into the basic regarding biodiversity. What is biodiversity? Biodiversity means this is a region where diversified plants are present. Right? Diversified. They are very diversified. Usually, these are the regions which are again witnessing a human interaction more, that is human interaction has threatened the life of a threatened the life of environmental region. That is what the biodiversity means. Plant diversification is present. There are a number of plants. For example, more than 1500 types of plants which are endemic to that region. Endemic means ಅದೇ ರೀಸನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗುವಂತಹ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್. ಇದನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಟರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆ ಅದರದ್ದು ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಆಗಿರಲ್ಲ. ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ these plants has been taken to that places for a growing purpose, but instead endemic means they are present in that region itself. So more than 1500 plants which are present in one region, which is continuously disturbed by the human interactions. The damage has caused that 70% of that land has been affected and loss of a biodiversity has been seen there. Loss of biodiversity, extensive loss, that too. That is not a minimal loss but instead extensive loss. So left out with 30% of the land which need to be again protected. Due to that reason the biodiversity hotspot has been declared. Now students, it's your work to tell me that across the world how many biodiversities are present. Biodiversity hotspots are present. And along with it, which is the organization responsible for declaring a organization responsible for declaration of biodiversity hotspots. Right? Yaru declaration ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, which organization, along with it how many number of biodiversity hotspots are present across the world. I am talking regarding with respect to, not the India, because India related biodiversity hotspots now I'm going to take them. So here it is taking regarding one more feature of this biodiversity hotspots. They are not located only in tropical regions but they are even located in subtropical areas too. Along with it even other regions do contains the biodiversity hotspot places. And if you take overall in the number how much of the land which is covered as biodiversity hotspot, that overall land surface coverage by the biodiversity hotspot is just 2% of the land is covered by these biodiversity hotspots, and it is having a distinct plant kingdom. If there is a plants are present endemic to them, again there might be animals which are associated, their plant will be present there, and disturbance has occurred due to the human interactions. These are some of the features of the biodiversity hotspots. Here it is endemic. I talked, it is impossible most of the time to find a similar kind of a plants in other regions. These are declared as biodiversity hotspots. Now it is not only in the tropical region but it is also present in subtropical, means this option got eliminated. It means it cannot be option, and so this option got eliminated. Now left out with 2. India has a 4 biodiversity hotspots which are present as Eastern Himalaya, Western Himalaya, Western Ghats, and Andaman and Nicobar. Andaman and Nicobar Islands, where there is a finding of a biodiversity hotspots as it. This is one of the picture which is providing that total number of biodiversity hotspots present in India is 4. Fine. But these are not only present as western or eastern Himalayas, but these are extensive belt which is present even in nearby regions, covering these all areas where the Himalayas do present. Means including your Pakistan region, Tibet land, right? Here it is your Nepal, here it is your Bhutan, here it is your Bangladesh, along with it here it is your Myanmar region. Including these all region together, the one biodiversity hotspot it makes. Means all of this region has different kind of a species, more than 1500 plants, and along with it human habitation is disturbing these all regions. Due to that reason, again there is a declared as a one of the biodiversity hotspots of India, right? And some of the states of India is also part of it. And second one is your western Himalayas, second one is your northeastern part of India, including, as I said, your Myanmar and Bangladesh together. This is second Bangladesh. Okay, Bangladesh together. This is second biodiversity output. Except there is one state which is accepted here. Assam is not part of it. Fine. Along with it, some of the Andaman Islands are present. These Andaman Islands are including again Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia is a third biodiversity hotspot, which is again called as differently. These names we refer as Indo-Burma Plate. Indo-Burma Plate. Right? This is third biodiversity hotspot which is present, including these all nations. Other nations too are there. Please look into them also, including your southern China is also part of this Indo-Burma Plate, where the biodiversity hotspot was declared, taking India as one of the part, because most of the Indian northeastern states too covered in biodiversity hotspot. Fine. Now, one more biodiversity hotspot which is located in the Nicobar Islands, including which all of the places? It includes your Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, and some other nations together. Part has become your Brunei and Philippines, and this extension part is referred as Sunda land. Right? Just a minute. Okay. Sunda land. This is a third biodiversity hotspot. Fine. This is your Indo-Burma Plate is second plate. Your Sunda land is your third plate. Fine. And first is your Western Himalayas, which is again covering many of the regions together, including I had said. So this is your first one. This referred as not Western Himalaya, instead Himalaya is a first biodiversity hotspot. Second is your Indo-Burma Plate. Third is Sunda land, and fourth one definitely is your Western Ghats, which is part of a biodiversity hotspot. Is it only Western Ghats? No. Plus Sri Lanka is part of it. Fine. So these are the four biodiversity hotspots which are present across India, and total combined geographical area, as you can see, it is covering 24.46% of the land, which is again disturbed by the human habitations. So we need to preserve them. Right? So which options might be correct? See here, tropical regions and subtropical, no. Here Eastern Himalaya, Western Himalayas, they are segregated, no. Instead, these are only Himalayas, not Eastern and Western Himalayas. They are Eastern Himalayas. There is again different Indo-Burma Plate name has been given to it. So this is a wrong. Along with it, Western Ghats, yes, of course, but Western Ghats include one more country. Fine. And Andaman Nicobar, Andaman again adding to some other plate, right? Indo-Burma Plate, that is plate number 2, which I just now explained. This plate number 2 is part of your Andaman Islands, right? Just sorry. So this option also get eliminated here. just eliminated. It means the right option will always be here. That is your neither 1 nor 2 is the answer for this question. So here I complete one first part of discussion regarding the previous prelims questions on 2010 year. So please look into these all questions and do study very well for more updates and for more information regarding the topics. Please join to our channel Srimata IAS Academy. Subscribe to our channel. Along with it, comment in the section how you had felt regarding this session. We are coming up with all other previous year question papers in upcoming classes. Along with it, for the detailed knowledge, please become a student of Srimata IAS Academy, Vijaypura. Thank you. One and all.